Good morning, fourth graders. Welcome to our technology class. This is week 39. So we're at the end of the quarter and just a few announcements. Everything for fourth quarter is due by this Friday, June 11th. So if you are still missing anything, then please make sure that you send it to me by the 11th, so by this Friday, because I won't be able to include it if you send it after that day. Okay, so let me just quickly go in here and I'll just give you a reminder. So we've been doing a lot of coding. And so right now, actually, we are going to be taking a look at the project that they have, but we did lesson 1. So make sure you finish lesson 1. We did lesson 2. Then we did lesson 3 and 4. We skipped lesson 5 and we did lesson 6 and 7. And then we did lesson 9. And then we had lessons 11 and 12. And we had lesson 15. And then we had lesson 16 and 17 were extra credit. So you could receive up to 10 points if you did both of them. And that was pretty much the end of code.org. So if you did up to lesson 15, then you completed all of the lessons. And I've gone in and updated the grades, at least as far as today goes. If you're still working on it this week, if it looks like anything that you think you did, and it looks like the grade isn't updated in GradeLink, you can always come down and just check in with me, like maybe during your lunch or something. Just come and ask, oh, did you get it? Did you see? And then we can make sure it's updated for you. The other thing I wanted to remind you is that we had 2 typing assignments this quarter. The first one was period and comma, and then the next one was WX semicolon keys. So if you didn't do the typing, please make sure that you do that. And the other one that was actually worth a pretty good amount, actually, let me pull it up so you guys can see it. Hang on. It was the second step, the fourth grade second step final exam. So there were a bunch of questions. They were all multiple choice. Please make sure if you did not take this test, please make sure to take it. I'll just quickly call out. Let me look on here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 students that did not take the second step test. So you would know, because if you're looking at this video and you're like, I don't remember doing this, please make sure you take the test before Friday so that I could include that in your grade. Okay. All right. So that was everything for technology. So again, everything's due by this Friday. And today we're just going to have a lesson that I want to go over, talking about accessibility. And this is something that we probably don't even really think about, because there's people in the world that have a lot of disabilities, right? Some people maybe are visually impaired, meaning that they can't see the way that we see, hearing impaired. Some people are deaf. Some people can't get around the way that we can. Maybe they're in a wheelchair. And so when we use technology, a lot of the times we just think about like, we're the only ones using it, right? And we just think about it through us. But really, the reality of it is that we should be thinking about how can we make technology accessible for all people, meaning that if somebody has some sort of a disability, how can we make sure that they can also enjoy technology? So we're going to take a look at 2 stories in our lesson today. And the first one is a story about this girl, Wei. And she really loves music. She likes to play piano. She loves to sing, but she is visually impaired. She's not completely blind, but it's very difficult for her to see things, even if they are near her eyes. And so she has had to really learn to play piano differently than other kids, right, who aren't visually impaired. So there's this app called Gramophone, and it's a popular new app where people can upload and share their own music. And here's a screenshot of what it looks like. So let me see. if I could make it a little bit bigger. So here's the app, Your Friend's Music, and it has the title, the artist, and it says my profile, add new friend, upload music. So my question for you guys is, how can our friend Wei be able to use this app if she's visually impaired? Is she going to be able to really see, hear all of these things, and to be able to know where to tap to upload a song or to play a song? Probably not. It's probably going to be pretty hard for her, right? So if we were designers, if we were people that were working on apps, we would have to try and think, gosh, how could I make this app accessible for somebody who has a visual impairment, like our friend Wei? And we might need to think of other ways. For example, maybe there might be some sort of way where she can use audio, where she can hear the options and then she can tell the app, upload whatever this song is, or, and, you know, she can ask, read, you know, my profile of songs, and then maybe it'll go down the list and it'll say them. Something where she can use another part of her body, like her ears, since her eyes aren't exactly, you know, she's not really able to use them in the way that she would need to be able to really enjoy the app. So I'm just trying to get you guys to see that, you know, there's so many different people in the world. And when we're creating technology, we always want to try and think about different people. And will they be able to use this technology? Will they be able to enjoy it? How can we make it more accessible for these people? And so that's something that I really would like you guys to start thinking about, especially as, you know, maybe you become somebody who creates an app, and you always want to be taking that into account. So there we go. There's a picture of her, and she's really not going to be able to use the app the way it is unless there are some changes made to it. Okay, here's our other friend. So his name is Roger, and he loves to play video games. He likes playing sports video games, but things have been pretty hard for him lately. He had an accident, and his hand had to be amputated, so it had to be surgically removed. So he only has one hand now, and he's working to be able to get a prosthetic hand, which I don't know if you've ever seen one of those, but they can add it on to you. And so it's really amazing how they use technology to create a hand that they can put on to somebody who maybe has lost their hand to an accident. But right now, our friend, let me show you, really wants to play this app, Football Frenzy, with his friends. But the thing is, if you look at it, there's control buttons on this side and there's control buttons on this side. And if you think about it, if the person only has one hand, how can they really play a game where you need to be holding it? If you've ever played, say, like the Switch, you're holding it with both your hands and you're using both sides to control it, right? But imagine if you only had one hand, how in the world would you be able to control the app with just one hand? So we would have to really kind of rethink the design, and we would have to stop and think, gosh, how could I redesign this to make it more accessible for our friend Roger, right? So there he is. He's thinking, oh, what a bummer. I really wanted to play this game, but I can't because I'm not able to control it the way that it's designed. So here's some question marks. So we already thought about Wei and how we maybe could help her. I wonder with Roger, if there'd be a way if we could redesign the app where maybe all of the controls were just on one side and then he was able to just use one hand, or maybe there was a different way that he could be able to think about it. So this is just to get you guys to think. So this is actually really an activity that we usually do at the end of the year, but if we were together, I would probably give you some paper and colored pencils and things, and you could sketch out a design for a new app and change it to make it more accessible for our two friends, Wei and Roger. But I just wanted to show you the lesson anyway, just to get you to start thinking, because I think most of us, you know, we just live in our own world where we just think about the way that we use things, and we don't stop and think, what would it be like, to have a disability and try to use this app, right? And it would probably be pretty hard and challenging, or maybe nearly impossible. And so that's something for you guys to think about. Okay. So that's the end of that. And now I'm going to move into the end of course project. So let me show you guys some of the example projects. Here's these in Sprite Lab: Monster Dance, Cupcake Game. In Artist, they created some beautiful art, a pattern, snowflake flowers. So these are so cute. Look at this cupcake game. How adorable is this? This is so cute. I love this. So I'm not exactly sure what you're supposed to do. I guess you're supposed to get the cupcake. You're supposed to try to get the cupcake. But it's so cute. But so you guys are going to get to actually create a game. So this is optional. You don't have to do it, but I think it would be fun if you did. So you could either create a project like a game, you can create an artist project, you can create a frozen project. And then what I want you to do is, so say you want to go in Sprite Lab and you want to make a game for all of us to try. You could go in here, you could add the code. So you could set set the background for your game. So maybe I want my game to take place in the grass. I could add some sprites into my game. So maybe I'm gonna, oh my gosh, look how many I can add. Oh, this is so cute. I think I'm gonna make mine have little bunnies. Add little bunnies into my game. And of course I could change the location of my bunnies. And then I could start thinking about, well, what do I want them to do? Do I want them to move? What kind of things, what will happen when they touch each other? Like, what do I want the point of the game to be? Like maybe, for example, maybe I could add like carrots, and then if they like eat the carrots, then that could be like a prize for them. Here, hang on one sec. So I added in some carrots. So maybe I could then turn it into a game where something like, let's see, when one of our bunnies, so we can have like a little game going on, touches the carrot, then let's try and think what we might want to happen. We could have them, let's see, trying to see what we could do. Maybe we could have them be really excited, like they could start growing. Let's see, actually, let's get, let's get a behavior block. Then we'll have the sprite begin growing. That'll be cute. And then what we'll do is we need to be able to move our sprite around. So I'm just quickly doing this, but you're going to have to, you can add in a lot more things. So we can move. Let me see what other events we have. When we press up arrow, so you'll have to control each of them separately. So when you press up arrow, then we'll have, we'll move our sprite up or north. And then you're going to have to do all the directions. So then you can do when you press down. So it's going to probably take you a little bit of time to add in all the code to make your sprite move around. And then when we press left, then we're going to move west. And then when we press right, we're going to move east. So then we'll have move east. So now we're really making it. So now I can move my little, oh, whoops, I'm sorry. Look what I did. I have to change this to the bunny. Otherwise, I'm not moving any character. Okay. So now I should be able to move my bunny around. So there's my bunny. I can move my bunny around. And then when my bunny touches the carrot, look what happens. My bunny starts growing. Oh my gosh, bunny, you're eating way too many carrots. So anyways, I just started making something, but you could totally go in here and you could look at everything, all the different blocks, and try and think about what you could have happen in your Sprite Lab. So maybe you tell a little story. You can add text in here, like at the beginning, it could say like, welcome to Bunnytown. And then, so I'm just making something funny. So if you do want to do that one, and then you want to share it, so that means for next week's video, which is our last week of school, you could press the share button and then just email me this link. So just do copy and then paste it into an email and send it to me, and I could share it in the video. The other thing is, if you would like to, if you don't want to do the Sprite Lab, the other one that you can try is you can try the artist project. So create an artist project. So with the artist, you're just thinking about what kind of designs you want to make. I mean, there's so many things you could do. It's cool. You could even draw with stickers, where you could use all of these to make artwork with the different stickers. So whatever it is that you want to do, you can do with that. And again, this is optional. It's just a fun way to end the quarter. So if we were together, you know, you guys would come in the technology room and then you'd be working on your computers, making different Sprite Labs and artists and things, and we would be walking around looking at them. But if you do want to share it on next week's video, send it to me by before next Monday. Okay, so maybe send it by like Sunday or something. So then that way I could include it in the video for next week and I could show off some of your cool projects. All right. But otherwise, please remember to get done all of the code for our 4th grade code.org, and your typing and your second step test, and then you're all done. Okay. So great job. If you need any help with anything, just stop in the tech room and then I can help you. Okay. All right. See you guys. Bye.